Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Johanna, and we are going to get a reading just for fall. I've been feeling like I want to do this reading for a little bit, even though we're technically still in the summer season until the fall or autumn equinox, which is happening, I believe, September 22nd. I just wanted to kind of see what the energy is going to be like for us. So we're going to see what pops up. I figured, based on cozy kind of fall vibes, we obviously have our candle here, but I'm going to use the Cozy Witch Tarot deck, which is just a super cute deck. And I actually have a local event that I'm hosting, and it's a fall equinox event. So I had picked up this oracle deck, but I'm going to use it with you guys as well. It's called the Seasons of the Witch, the Mabon Oracle. So it's literally a fall equinox deck. So that is also what we are going to be using for today's reading. And I really actually like the messages in the book. So at the end of the reading, we will read the card that comes out here. So let's kind of dive into it here. See what is popping up here for the collective. What do we need to know about fall and the energy for the collective with regards to fall and what we need to know? If you guys enjoy this reading or like readings like this, I do have what's called the Soulful Circle membership. It's essentially like a Patreon, but it's just through my website and through my my own kind of, basically not Patreon, my own website. So if you're interested in that, it's $11 a month, and I do about usually three readings a week for the group. So yeah, if you're interested in that, the link for that is down below. Let's see. So we have Harvest Moon, which I believe would be the full moon in September here. And this would be, I think it's on the 18th. It's the full moon in Pisces. It's actually we're getting into eclipse season. So it's the first eclipse moon here. We also have root vegetables. So the Harvest Moon says, slow your heart and move gently into the coming of self. And we have root vegetables, which says, in those hidden places where most fear to go is where the most nourishment is waiting for you to behold. Yeah, it's almost like having to get to the depths is what I'm getting with the root vegetables. Like, there might be fear to kind of go into something, but that's where the juiciness is. That's where the good stuff is kind of what I'm getting. And so there might also be this energy of slowly kind of going through a transformation, being kind of kinder to yourself during this period of time. You might be kind of finding yourself slowing down, especially as we kind of get into obviously if you're going into fall, it's the season gets a little darker, seems, the days are shorter, all that kind of stuff. We kind of start going into that progression as we move into winter here. We also have Foraging at the bottom of the deck, which says, there's no better feeling than having gone after what you desire. Yeah. That's what I feel like is kind of what these cards are saying, but there's kind of this energy of being kind to yourself through that process, because it might be kind of challenging, or it might feel scary, or there might be some fear around where you're going, or what your desires are, or how you're going to get there. So we have the Ace of Swords, as well as the Six of Pentacles. We also have the Magician here. So there could be definitely, I feel like for some of you, there's maybe some new ideas you're coming up with. You might have some clarity around some situations in your life. The Six of Pentacles is this giving and receiving energy. And so there might be this aspect of you having ideas, putting things into putting the ideas into action with this magician energy, maybe even trying to like manifest and create things from a more mental perspective, right? Like really getting the mind on board with things and, you know, looking for that receptive aspect of manifestation, right? Like literally the ships coming in, receiving the things that you've been working for. Some of you, this is more so too about like maybe receiving the idea. Some of you are going to find the clarity in like a hidden space. It's interesting. I'm picking up like with this card specifically, the Six of Pentacles, she's looking in the cushions for these coins, right? And so she's looking for more. She's finding more things. And so I feel like for some of you, this is the similar thing of like going to the roots, going to the depths, going into and searching into the hidden places where you might be worried about what you're going to find in the couch, because you never know. But you might be worried about what you're going to find kind of going into this, but then that's when you're going to find all the good stuff. That's actually what's going to give you the most rewards. So I almost feel like it's asking you to, I don't want to say commit to something, but it's almost like needing to go at something like full force or with a lot of intention or a lot of, intention is what I'm getting. The Magician card here says you have everything you need to do anything you want. So I feel like you can make this happen. You're slowly kind of coming into your power. You're coming into yourself. You're coming into this like essence of like who you are. But there's having to gotta go into the depths. And some of you, this is like going into the depths of like emotions or different, you know, beliefs and things that kind of maybe you haven't really addressed and you've kind of maybe pushed under the rug. But now you're realizing like, if I want to get to my desires and I want to, you know, go after the things that I want and really create the life that I want, I'm going to have to address some of these things. So specifically too, again, being this harvest moon would be, I believe, the 18th, which is usually, the harvest moon is usually the moon around the autumn equinox. So that's why I'm saying that. But again, it's an eclipse. So this could be bringing up things, bringing things up to the surface that are then going to be influencing you like next, you know, spring, if you will. Next Pisces season, when we have the new moon in Pisces, that's when we're going to have another eclipse, right? Because the North Node is going to be now moving into, we're just coming out of the North Node in Aries. We're going to be moving into the North Node in Pisces. So yeah, there's kind of this energy of like, if you're wanting to move forward, we got to go into the depths. We got to search for the things and like understand, you know, maybe a little bit more of like, why aren't we, you know, getting the things that we want. Now we do also have the Four of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, which says, why aren't you resting? And I feel like with this harvest moon, it says, slow your heart and move gently. So if you're feeling, you know, called to kind of slow things down, trust that, follow that. Trust what your body needs. And if you need to rest, then take the time to rest. Especially if you're doing a lot of this internal, deeper work on yourself, you might find that you're maybe more tired or emotionally drained, right? So we also have the High Priestess here. We also have the Emperor, and we have the Moon. So there's that Moon energy again. And it says, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So the Moon is, again, this energy of like going into and self-reflecting, and again, the moon is our subconscious energy. It's like bringing things up to the surface. So what needs to be looked at, especially emotionally? I feel like there's roots or there's depth around you needing to kind of go to a place you haven't maybe gone before, or addressing or looking at something maybe you haven't looked at before. We have the High Priestess and the Emperor here as well with this. There's also a need, the High Priestess and the Moon is definitely this intuitive energy, but they're also like hidden energies, these two cards. So where are you maybe hiding your power or authority, or like not taking responsibility for things? Again, it's like there's a part of where you're at that's asking you to step up to the plate. But in order for you to do that, you're kind of like having to reflect, like, why haven't I done that? Why haven't I started this new thing? Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Like, why haven't I moved into this new energy? What's maybe holding me back from opening myself up to receiving this? What's, you know, what is the thing that's maybe preventing me from just moving forward in my life to move again towards my desires, right? I feel like you're going to be taking a look at that. Some of you, what you don't see coming is maybe that you're going to be stepping up into an authoritative type of role, or you're going to be asked or called to step up into that. And that is why you're kind of doing this preparation work. You might not see that right now, but that might be where you're going. And you're getting this intuitive nudge to work through this energy so that you're ready for it. Anything else around fall? What we need to know. We have 5 of Swords. Okay. And then we also have the 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is giving me this energy of feeling a little bit maybe overwhelmed or confused, or like experiencing stress, and like just feeling like maybe you have so many things on the go, or a lot of options, or just, again, you might find at times that your clarity comes and goes. I think that's why it's important for you to take the time to slow down when you need it. It's very easy when we go into things to kind of get caught up in the feelings of it. And so again, I feel like it's important to give yourself time and space if you're working through some darker, heavier things, or even if you're just working through emotional things, or just any aspect of your personal growth. Now, for those of you who are in a business or something like that, I do see you like leveling up in the sense of like getting clear again on what's been holding you back, getting to the depth of like root of what's been preventing you, but also you in this like manifestation mode, this working on your mindset, working on maintaining a sense of peace within yourself, but also clarity, and really stepping up into this authoritative role. If you're trying to manifest like love and relationships, I see that there might be a person who you maybe don't see being your person yet. Not that they're maybe not around you, but you just might not see it happening, right? So there could be that, but this is about you opening up to a person, right? Opening up, not to a person in the sense of that, but just opening up to a person being able to come into your life, right? Being open to receive that energy. Let's see what else is coming up here. What do we need to know for fall? Cozy fall vibes. And it's interesting that I'm like, I wanted to kind of like go with the cozy fall vibes. And it's interesting because this is really talking about like doing the inner work here. And that to me is like a cozy thing where it's like we go inward. As much as it doesn't like feel cozy in the sense of it, that it's always comfortable, it's very much this inner wrapped up kind of hibernation type of energy. Okay, let's get some cards here from this deck. We have intelligence. We also have, new opportunities. Yeah, again, we've had a lot of, like the 2 aces here. There's new things, like you're so close, but I really feel like it's not about like how close the thing is. It's like, are you able to step into it? Like and if there's something that's preventing you from stepping into it, we gotta unleash that. I almost feel like it's not about the mind with the intelligence energy. It's about how safe do we feel, right? We have safety here. And how safe do we feel like in our body around it? Like what's our stress in our nervous system? How is that playing a part in, again, like sometimes we keep ourselves safe by pulling ourselves back because it's like subconsciously we're like, that thing's scary, right? I feel as though there is this creating a sense of like, yeah, safe, peace, calm, relaxed, not all the time, but just being able to bring ourselves into that space. This intelligence is giving me the energy of like, logically, we're like, why wouldn't I want to move towards this thing? You know, this thing gives me everything that I want. This thing gives me everything that I need. But if you've never been to this place, that's where your body goes like, this is scary. I've never done that before. Even though it might be a better place, your body's like, yeah, but like, what if, right? Like, what if it doesn't? Like, that's where all our fears and all our doubts and insecurities start to pop up. We're like, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if we can't get to that? We start to make these, these thoughts and these beliefs start to come up to the surface of like how we hold ourselves back. Bottom of the deck, we have nourishment here. So again, I feel like this is about you nourishing yourself and looking after yourself and like taking care of you. And that's drastically going to influence all the external things that you want, the relationship, the money, the career, the business, right? It is about calming the mind, but it's about, within that, it's more about like the safety of the body and not letting the mind run away with all these thoughts that maybe aren't true or aren't real, if that makes sense. Let's get some more here for the fall vibes. I might do a pick a card for this as well. Let me know down in the comments if you'd want to pick a card. Yeah, we have sanctuary. Again, that reminds me of this like safety energy. Creating that sanctuary within ourselves, that safe space, our home within our home, right? Look at that, prosperity with new opportunities, yeah. There's so much good stuff that is just waiting for you to like access it, you know? We have flexibility and again, new beginnings. So again, there's new opportunities, new beginnings, the aces, there's prosperity. You just have to be open to it is what I'm getting with the flexibility. Like be open to it. And that is sometimes not a mental thing. Because again, logically, we're like, obviously I'm open to it. Why wouldn't I be open to it? But if it feels scary or if it feels, kind of crazy, then, or we have people around us who are doubting us or, it goes against how we were brought up or like all these things, there's deeper rooted things. And it's not that you have to be perfectly healed from it to like make it to move forward in things. I feel like the first piece of it is just realizing what the heck the thing is that's holding yourself back. Because then you're going to see all the patterns and then you can change your patterns. So if you have any sort of like manifestation, wanting a new opportunity, wanting new beginnings, wanting new things in your life and wanting to like up level your life, it's important that you create this safe space within yourself and to acknowledge and work through the things that are deep, right? It's interesting. We have nourishment here in this deck, and then we have the nourishment here. Go into the fear, go into like, why is that there? What is this stemming from? And that's where you're going to find the most nourishment. That's where you're going to find the gem that's been, that's going to open up this prosperity. That's going to open up these opportunities, these new beginnings. Even if they're things that you've already been working on, but you just like haven't been able to get them off the ground. That's kind of also being highlighted here. And we got magic at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I just feel like this is about stepping into your own magic, and just like, just trusting yourself and aligning with yourself. Okay, so we're going to read these two cards here. Okay, so we have harvest moon, and it says the keywords for this are realigning with the soul, time for a slower pace, and self-care. I just have to flip the page here. Okay. So it says, your higher self chose this card because fall is a natural time for adopting a slower pace. The harvest moon is generally the full moon that occurs closest to the autumn equinox. That would be that September 18th, that Pisces eclipse energy. And is associated with balance, realignment, and reflection. At the time, the air gets a familiar crispness. The days are noticeably shorter and animals begin to find warmer places to shelter, and no one could blame you for seeking out comfort foods and warm drinks. There's that cozy vibe. Slowing down naturally leads to a desire for more self-support, making the harvest moon one of the best moon energies to focus on spiritual nourishment and well-being. Your soul is guiding you through this card to shine a light on your self-care needs. Prioritizing rest and relaxation is a worthy cause, but making space for all forms of self-care is necessary for feeling supported and fulfilled. Today, you may need to give yourself some grace when a deadline has come and gone and you're still no closer to achieving what you want, right? That's these new beginnings. Tomorrow, you might need that one friend who always makes you laugh even when it seems as though the world is shifting beneath your feet. The day after, you need to dance naked and sing in the bathroom using your hairbrush as a microphone. Reflect upon the ways you have neglected yourself, doing so with self-compassion and self-love. There's no need to slap yourself on the wrist for forgetting to drink enough water, or those times you canceled on your friends at the last minute, as long as you can make a commitment to doing what's best for you moving forward. Every moment of awareness is an opportunity to make a new choice, and every new choice is a deposit into your well-being bank account. So, yeah, I feel like that's, again, obviously the self-care piece and the safety piece, like what feels good for you. It's going to look different for each person. It's going to look different at different times, right? Okay, so then we have root vegetables. Okay, so root vegetables says, the keyword for this says digging for nourishment or gold, considering other resources, going where others might avoid. So it says your higher self chose this card because you need guidance on how to dig deeper for the resources and nourishment you need for your situation. Some of the world's most precious and desired resources, such as diamonds, gold, truffles, and agar wood, are very rare and expensive fragrance made from a particular molded wood, are found in dirty, muddy places, and some of the most nourishing foods are found growing below the ground. Root vegetables, such as carrots, beets, and garlic, are powerful superfoods that are known for their healing and restorative properties. Consider whether or not you have a complete understanding of your desires. You may need to consider enrolling in a class to learn more information, or perhaps you have pulled the campfire card, which we haven't, but you might seek out a mentor who can offer additional guidance. In a relationship, you could ask more questions rather than assuming you know someone's intention. Do your research and review the fine print carefully when signing any contracts or before taking advantage of an opportunity. You might be surprised to find there are better options available. If you're feeling stuck, it may be time to think outside the box and look beyond what is immediately in front of you. What may seem like a dirty or unsavory person or place could be just what you need. So this is kind of giving me like diamond in the rough energy as well. Now it's interesting because we have multiple like new beginnings, new opportunities. We had 2 aces. So this is also too like if you have multiple things or different options, because we saw the 7 of Cups as well, right? Then doing your due diligence for sure. But I still feel as though there is a going inward, especially around this full moon, to like go inward and go into the depths, go into the dirt, go into the mud, so that you can like come out this beautiful root vegetable, right? Like that's where the going into the depths and doing the hard work is sometimes where, again, we see the most gain in our lives. And it sets us free. and it opens up new doors. It's what allows us to evolve and change as people, right? So that is pretty much what I have for this message. Hopefully that resonated for you. If not, then I mean, obviously check out any other readings. I did also do a September all signs reading, so if you haven't checked that out, it is on my channel. Feel free to look at it. And then again, as well, if you're interested and enjoy these types of readings and want more of these readings around like your growth, your personal path, and how we can move through these certain energies, then definitely check out the Soulful Circle. It's a membership and it's $11 a month. And I usually do about like 3 readings a week, roughly. So if that's something that interests you, then definitely check that out down below. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the next reading. And again, if you want me to do a pick a card on the fall energy, then let me know down below as well. So thank you guys all for being here as always. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.